Hi, my name is Joe. In this video, we're going to talk about what you need to come up with the IP camera system. Definitely, you need the camera, and probably the recorder and some cable. Now let's just move to the real system and see what all this stuff look like. Also, I will show you how to use the software of the recorder. There's software involved. Now let's go. Here we have very basic IP camera system. This is the camera. The camera produces the video. So the video will transmit through this Ethernet cable to the back end. Before the video can go through this cable, the video needs to be encoded. What's that supposed to mean? That means all the information will be encoded into 0 and 1. So all the data coming through this cable just 0 and 1. And that also means we cannot connect this IP camera directly to the TV like the analog camera. There's major difference between the analog camera and IP camera. We'll have another video to talk about the difference. And you don't see any power source around this camera because we are using the PoE Power over Ethernet technology. The PoE technology allows us to use single Ethernet cable to send both power and data to this camera. So there's no need a power source around this camera. And let's just follow up this cable and go back to the back end. This is the PoE switch. The PoE switch has the power source built in. Unlike the regular switch, it also provides both power and data. And there's multiple RJ45 network ports. That means we can link more than one camera to this switch. And it just working like the hub. And this is the recorder, network video recorder. And all the data, like the video information, will save this recorder. And you need to install hard drive to this recorder. So when you pick up the recorder, you need to make sure that whether the hard drive is being included or not. Sometimes people just sell the recorder without the hard drive. The reason is you can use different hard drives. It depends on how long you want to keep the footage to this recorder. This is the Hdmi output port. We just use the HDMI cable to connect this recorder to the monitor. Now we can see the live feed on the monitor. And there's also has a VGA output. So if your monitor just supports VGA, you can use this output. Basically, the recorder doing two things. The first thing is it taking all the data from your cameras and save to the hard drive. This is calling recording. The second thing the recorder is doing is decoding. Remember what we mentioned? The camera has encoded all the information to 0 and 1, so you cannot connect the camera directly to the TV. And the recorder will decode the information so we can have the live feed on the monitor. You should regularly check in the recording function. Even you don't install a hard drive or the hard drive is defective, the recorder is not recording, but it still can have the live feed on the monitor. If there's something bad happen, and you want to check the footage, but eventually you got nothing because the recorder is not recording, that will be too bad. Now the recorder is connected to this PoE switch. We got the whole system up. The switch is just linking all the cameras plus the NVR. And also we have one cable to connect this PoE switch to this router, so we can have the live feed on the monitor. You should regularly check in the recording function. Even you don't install a hard drive or the hard drive is defective, the recorder is not recording, but it still can have the live feed on the monitor. If there's something bad happen, and you want to check the footage, but eventually you got nothing because the recorder is not recording, that will be too bad. Now the recorder is connected to this PoE switch. We got the whole system up. The switch is just linking all the cameras plus the NVR. And also we have one cable to connect this PoE switch to this router. So eventually we can have the live video and play back the footage by using the mobile phone, PC computer, or Mac. One of the advice, just keep the recorder and the camera into the same switch. In this case, even the network is down, you can remove this router completely. You still have the whole system running. You just cannot access the device remotely. Okay, now let's just move to the software and see how to use the NVR. I have installed a mouse to the recorder, so we can operate the GUI menu. Now just right click, we can see the main menu. Now I click enter. If you have set the password, you may need to input the password. You can see this main menu. And the first thing I would like to check is the playback. Like what I mentioned before, even the hard drive is defective, the recorder is not recording, you still can see the live video. So you can click Playback. Now we can see some of the live video we recorded before. And now let's just return. And there's one way it can alarm you when the recorder is not recording. Let's just jump to the alarm feature. And here I have abnormality. And you can choose the note storage and click Enable and send an email or just make the sound from the recorder. That will tell you if the recording is not working or the hard drive is defective, no hard drive. Some other storage errors still can provide you the notice. That's quite important. Okay, now let's just move to the second thing you may want to check is the date time. You need to have the correct time, otherwise you will not searching when you play back, you don't get the right footage because the index is incorrect. So the date time is quite important. Okay, now just move to the system, and that's pretty much encode. I think you may need to, you can increase the frames, change the recording quality from here. And now just move to alarm. Alarm, there's one intelligent alarm. Here we have the human detect. If this function is checked, the camera will detect the human shade. It can rule out the possibility for alarm. Let's say if the human shade not checked and the camera just using the motion detection, and some like the light tree will trigger the detection, trigger the alarm. It's not accuracy. And with the human shade detection, it can reduce the false alarm. And just for records, this function is not supported by the recorder, actually supported by your camera. That means your camera need to have this human detect function, not the recorder. It sounds complicated, right? This is how the whole system works. The camera will detect a human shade, and it will send a message to this recorder, so the recorder will start recording. So you see, the key is not the recorder, actually it's your camera. Okay, now just move forward and advanced. Here we got some of the advanced feature. I think you have to export. That's about the log. It's not so important. Okay, let's just try one more thing. It's about export the footage. I mean, just want to download the footage from the recorder. That's quite important, right? First, you need to go to Playback, and you need to find the footage. And from here, you got to start adding these scissor icons. But we need to plus the USB dongle first before you can export the footage to the hard drive, to the dongles. Just click this one, and then you click and adding, and it will save to the USB drive. Alright, that's all for today's video. If you have any question, please leave a comment section below. See you next time.